Welcome back to my studio. Today it's the turn of acrylic paint. I'm going to be showing you how to paint, well, is it a sunrise or sunset? I don't think it's one of those glass half full or half empty questions. Maybe in your area you see a lot of sunsets. In mine, I'm fortunate to see some beautiful sunsets and occasionally the sunrise as well. And of course it's a fantastic subject. We've all want to paint a sunrise or sunset at some point. But sometimes they do get a little over stylized, I think is the polite way of looking at it. You know, the silhouette against the orange sky. So in this demonstration I'm going to be using strong color. I'm definitely pushing the colors a bit. I'm inspired by a reference that I'm going to be sharing with you. But I also want to make sure that there is some information in the foreground, in the middle distance, cool colors against the warm and really striking colors in the sky. Right, let's get started with the painting. Here's the reference I'm going to use purely as inspiration. I'm definitely going to push the colors a bit. Now I'm using a primed panel just with some gesso and roughly drawing in the composition, always starting with the horizon line. I'm mixing a bit of sky color. Notice I'm using a touch of yellow ochre just to give it that green tinge, because I feel there is a lot of reflection up into the sky that creates that sort of tinge with this kind of subject. And then into the main shapes for the landscape, just looking for big dark shapes. Everything is about painting shapes in this subject. The foreground is nothing special, but it acts as a foil against which the sky is going to be the main subject. So using a big flat synthetic brush here and just blocking in big shapes, throwing in some cool burnt sienna, some ultramarine, nothing definite, exploring ideas. That's the main thing. Get in big shapes and you can always bring them in later on. Using techniques like this, cutting in negative space and developing shapes that way makes shapes more interesting. Into the middle ground area, and it's sort of a dusky yellow ochre, but I'm definitely going to push that a bit more with future layers in this painting. But for now, getting in the suggestion of that middle ground, bringing a few of those colors into the foreground. Once again, exploring ideas here, nothing absolutely definite. If I don't like it, I will change it. And then the yellow is giving way to more dusky pinks. And you'll notice I'm using quite a little white paint, mainly working with transparent paint, wet into wet. I'm more interested in how colors work together than making them all opaque. But here the white paint is coming in for the cool distant mountain, but still, as you can see, mixing in wet into wet. Now a bit of a stronger purple to sort of stack the mountains into the distance one after the other. I'm mixing up a kind of an orangey pink, and I'm going to start blocking in the sky. Once again, as I said, I've used the reference as inspiration, but it's not going to be my master. I like color, especially with acrylics. I tend to make it a bit more graphic, a bit more boosted color, as it were. So you can see there's some pink, there's some orange in the sky, but as I said, just push it a bit, see what happens. And then some cloud shapes with kind of cool violets. Now making a darker one where I think a bank of clouds is going to go. I could have made the clouds sort of a grayish white, but you know, why do that when you've got so much color going in it? Make it a nice violet so it's a good complementary color to all the yellows in the painting. You got oranges and blues working together, so I'm not going to hold back on that. Now I've got to get the dark shapes back in. I've got to restore all those dark mass shapes that kind of get lost in the blocking in stage. But I always know that I'm going to come back in and push those dark shapes. Really essential to have a good strong dark mass foundation holding things together. Now where the light is hitting the edge of some of these bushes, I'm lightening things up. Bit of green, bit of warm color, but rich color. These violets echoing the colors in the sky. Then some bright blue, or you could use a cerulean blue just to get a bit more cool temperature color in the foreground. Even the sort of reddish burnt sienna is cool compared to the warm yellows that are going in now, so it will all, you know, balance out and harmonize. Now I need a focal area where the sun is setting, so I'm going to put in a basically yellow, the medium yellow and white, and then as the sort of warmth radiates from the center of the sun, the colors need to cool down, get slightly darker in value. Now a red against a hot yellow is going to appear cool compared to the hot yellow, of course, so you are consistent with your color temperature. Now I'm making the yellows look even hotter, putting them next to the complementary purples and violets. Really boosting this one to make that yellow sun really pop there. And I think we need to break up the pink sky a bit here as well. So as you can tell, the reference is, as I keep saying, it's a guide, and you let yourself have some fun with that color. One of the beauties of sunrise and sunset paintings. You can make it as expressive as you like. Breaking things up, a few splurges of almost turquoise, and blending the colors a little around the sun there, getting that sun shape the right size. And then as that light is radiating, it's bending around some of the foreground hills and mountains. So I've got to show that, you know, the sun has this effect, and near the sun the colors need to change and up the saturation or change the value to communicate that idea of the sun being close by, relatively of course. A few verticals with these fence posts help to just break up all the horizontal lines, adding a sort of touch of reality as well. It is a country scene, farmlands, there are fences. So it's pretty much just getting the radiance around the sun there refined a little. I'm going to refine a few other shapes, a few spots of light, maybe a few surprise colors to bring it together, and now done. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration, just a glimpse into the process of painting a sunset, and there are many ways to do it. This is just one of them. If you're interested in learning more about acrylic painting, have a look at the link below to my course on acrylic painting for beginners. And if you had fun watching this video and you've learned something, well, give it a like and a share. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd like to share more videos with you in the coming weeks as well. Excellent. So until next time, cheers for now.